This very day, Meta stock destroyed two high flyers, two favorite stocks of many retail investors. What are those two stocks? We'll take a look at in this video. We'll take a look at what it means, not just fundamentally for those stocks moving forward as for what Meta is doing going forward, but also the price action. Are those two stocks presenting a buying opportunity, or with this gap up that we also saw on Meta's price action with the news that they came out with, we do have Meta next day going down, but many of the details on Meta stocks, how we trade it, what does it even mean, you will find a lot more information on my members only videos that you can find and check it out on my channel. There's a lot of good stuff. Lately I have done short squeeze videos as well for members. There is a lot of good stuff that you need to know, guys, where the money is going and position yourself accordingly. Now the point is that, what are those two stocks? Are we still going to buy them, or you should just stay away from those two stocks? So first, what are those two stocks? Well, the first one is Nebius. All right. Nebius on the news that Meta is going to start to provide their own compute to the other businesses, and the either in the form of APIs or raw compute of the GPUs and the AI infrastructure. That really hit the core business of Nebius, and not just Nebius. And I'll get to in more detail with you in just a moment, like why this is such a big problem as well, right? CoreWeave. CoreWeave is also taking a brunt of that move from Meta, right? So let's take a look at a bit of a background, because why is it even so detrimental for these two stocks, right? So Nebius, there is this, summary of the news here. Nebius Group tumbled after Meta Platforms reported plans to build Meta Compute, an internal initiative to monetize excess AI capacity by selling raw compute to external businesses. This spooked the investors about the competitive outlook for neocloud providers, because this is pretty much what Nebius does and CoreWeave does, but not just that. The selloff is particularly acute for Nebius given its $27 billion multi-year capacity agreement with Meta, raising fears the tech giant could eventually compete with one of its largest customers. So the problem here is that a customer is becoming a competitor. All right, and it's just not even a small competitor, it's like Meta. They have so much money at their disposal, okay? And Zuck likes to spend money left and right, okay? So because he has so much money. So the thing is that this is a problem for Nebius, and well, it also depends how their contract is signed, multi-year capacity. Like, is there a fine print that Meta can exit from the current contract? Most likely these are definitive contracts, but depends. They also have exit clauses. They will pay some fine, which in terms still would make Meta a lot more money by just paying the fine and then going their way if that's what they want to do. All right. Now, but this definitely gives a a thorn for Nebius going forward in their direction for their revenue, especially when Meta is raising concerns, right? And also, it's just not Meta. Microsoft has been also calling like we need to start going local and deleveraging from big players, all that stuff, right? These earnings that are coming soon of big tech stocks, they will be really interesting, guys. So okay, let's take a look at CoreWeave first here. What's with that as well? So CoreWeave shares tumbled sharply after Bloomberg reported that Meta Platform is building Meta Compute, a commercial division to monetize surplus AI infrastructure by selling computing capacity to external businesses. A move that would position one of CoreWeave's largest customers as direct neocloud competitor. The same thing, all right? So, and this is where these two stocks are definitely in the problem. Now let's take a look at the technicals. Okay, let's go over Nebius first. All right. So is this thing still a buy? Now, Nebius is in my members only coverage. Okay. And we have been bullish on this thing, guys. Look, I have given my members these trades from right over here, 137. All right. And we have been bullish since thereafter. We have been making our way up, and we got all the way to $300. Okay. But this was the pretty much we have been testing the multi-day weakness and constituting a distribution phase, but that's when Meta broke it right over here. The point is that right now structure has lost 230 below. We are in the weakness. Okay. Can it do rebounds along the ways? Rebounds are possible along the ways, but the point is that you cannot start to look upside on this thing as we stay below $230 right now. Even if we get above $230, we still have another lingering resistance at 250 that may most likely slow it down. So this thing may not turn around that strongly right now. What I want to see is it not losing 197, but not just losing 197, but what I want to see is just next day, this coming week, Monday, I want to see it get above 234. 230 or 234 area. I want to get it there, and that's what may constitute it some strength back on these things, at least a little bit. But your again momentum will not come though until 250. We have to get above that on Nebius. Nebius is breaking the direction. Now I'm not like biased negative on this thing. As I said, I have given these bullish trades to my members when we made those trades and when the price action was bullish. Now the price action is breaking. So I'm gonna tell you, and when the weakness is coming in, that we are in the weakness, provided Meta is the leading cause for that, if you want to put it that way. Again, for Meta investors, that's a great news. It depends what's your perspective is, where you are putting your chips, where your interest is, right? So that's Nebius. All right, let's take a look at now CoreWeave. So CoreWeave has been in a problem from previous times as well. Okay, now losing this zone 85 doesn't really help for sure. This will definitely keep it in the negative structure downtrend structure. Excuse me. CoreWeave hasn't really benefited previously as well much. It did break out this zone earlier, but then did give us some moves. But then it has been on the declining trend since thereafter as well. This is not a bull flag. If you are bullish, you would want to see everything bullish perspective right now. This is not a bull flag. I'm just showing you that it is in the decline there. So you cannot, right now CoreWeave is not a buy. It's not even a dip buy. You can't just buy a falling knife. We want to see a price action change on this thing. Now, I don't see anything turning around on this thing. Definitely this is your trailing area, $86, but also if you want to see an upside price action change, this is where we would have to get above. That is $96 almost from where we are. Then only CoreWeave will potentially come back in the upside direction. Otherwise, no. All right, we have a room to continue lower. The next zone could be $64 on this thing. Is this a buy at 64? No, not necessarily. We'll have to watch the price action there, but right now that's the room it has possibility to get down all the way to. All right, so that's your CoreWeave. Now let's get to Meta. So for Meta though, guys, this is a good news technically. Okay, now as I said to you in the beginning of this video, this very scenario I had told my members, okay, we may see a gap fill. Now, is this gap fill bad enough that it just negates everything? It's going to continue lower? Well, for that, please feel free to join my members only videos that you will find on my YouTube. A lot of, I just tap on the members only section here. A lot of trades, plans. I talk with my members, a lot of good stuff, short squeeze as well. Stocks coverage for 25 plus stocks, all the new plays that comes out, how we are trading our, long-term stocks and everything, where I'm putting my money. I talk everything to my members. Meta is part of that list as well. So you can check out the details from my memberships in the description of this video. And you can also join directly via YouTube. But if you want access to my trading tools as well, that you can join through Patreon on my Patreon page. Link is in the description of this video. All right, so guys, with that, this is all what I want to talk about in this video. Nebius CoreWeave definitely taking a hit from Meta's change in the direction of their business model. It may take time to play out for Meta to spin up this business. However, you can't ignore it that this sets the sentiment that hyperscalers, big cap stocks may no longer want to spend money blindly on the capex to build these infrastructures. They're pivoting. Okay, and there's lot that these type of AI stocks, semiconductors, chip stocks, high flying forever may see a hit, and we are seeing some signs of that already. You can check out my other videos to know more about that. And with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care, guys. Bye.